And even though you see as me as a perceived enemy, I know it is your fear. You see the world as you are, not as it is. All I'm encouraging humans to do is to start opening yourselves to see from an aligned focal point, so that you can actually raise your own vibration. You can return to love. You can return to oneness. You can embody your divinity. And in doing so, you are going to help and mirror that to everyone in your world. But the trick is, and here's the true truth, I will not lie to you, if you have the courage to come into your full alignment and to show up with absolute integrity and authenticity and be true to self, right now, as things are shifting, do not be afraid if others don't approve of that. That is so important, because I can tell you for a fact from my own experience, just about every time I've been in a phoenix energy and I am just like burning old stuff off and I feel like I'm about to rise and ascend into a newer, higher vibration, I have humans all around me wanting to throw rocks at me while I fly. They're just like, what? You have no right to fly. And they're energetically psychic attack, throwing rocks, negative words, hateful things. And in essence, if you can just keep freaking rising anyways, that's what needs to happen, because they're in a sense terrified that you're leaving them and they want you to stay at the frequency they're in, but you can't, because your soul is like, we're done with this frequency. It's time to go higher. And as you go higher, you actually will mirror to the ones that are on that surface that are ready to go higher as well. You will mirror the courage it takes. You will mirror that power, and it will actually help them. It will help them more than you understand. So if we delay our own evolution and we hold back and procrastinate our own expansion, in essence, we delay our own frequency shift, and we also kind of delay everyone around us because we're not really embodying that. So if people take it in a way of threat and they think, oh, you think you're better than us, or, oh, you know, who are you to be talking about these things, Tanya? You're crazy. Really do your best to love yourself and not take that personally, because these are hurting humans throwing daggers because they are afraid. And they're afraid because they don't understand. And like the man in the Celestine prophecy that's trying to kill everyone to stop this prophecy from happening, they're terrified of death. They're terrified of change. And truly, from the shamanic point of view, life is change. We're forever shape-shifting and we're forever evolving. And so humans that don't understand that, they haven't come to terms with like that goddess Kali energy, which is death and rebirth. We have to get to this place where we can become comfortable. If we're not understanding the death and rebirth cycle, interestingly enough, most humans will waste and fizzle out their life force and their energy, and they will die sooner, they will create disease, or they will commit suicide because they're longing for that death cycle, but yet terrified of death. Interestingly, they'll manifest that. And so if you can get into the flow of the death and rebirth, birth, death, and rebirth cycle, you basically realize you are a shapeshifter, and you will become the shapeshifter. You will transform again and again and again. And you don't have to die to do this. We don't have to physically die to go into our transformation and to ascend. So I'm going to pause for a minute. Any comments or anything coming in?
Nope.
What do you think about what I'm saying, Amnon?
What am I supposed to think? You want me to repeat everything you said?
No. I said, what do you think about it?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
And you are right.
And you feel that? You resonate with it? Like
100%.
Shift?
100%.
Okay, cool. You guys are being so quiet. Talk to me. Okay. Okay, so here I'm going to read a little bit more of this. It says, this will explain why at times you feel you do not fit in with your current culture. You are not meant to. So any of you that are listening that feel like you haven't really fit in a lot in life, you were not meant to. So stop complaining about it. Stop feeling bad about yourselves. Start remembering why you would have dared to come into a culture that you didn't belong and fit into, because you're here to change it. So we got to get into that alignment. You are not meant to, because you are meant to help it to grow and to change. In the same way that beloved Kuan Yin had a rebellious and a compassionate streak and did not fit into the world in the way that it was, because she was born to help it and heal it. She was here to help it to ascend. So too does your soul yearn to make a real difference in this world, to help it be free of fear that leads to competition and domination and power struggles, and instead to live from a place of love and peace. This is so true. If you guys all listening, think about just your own family. How many of you in your family have dealt with power struggles? How many of you in your family life have dealt with domination because of fear and control? Really be honest with that. And this is what you've been conditioned to believe from birth. Each of us from birth have had a lot of misaligned beings around us, and we wanted that. We wanted that contrast to learn from. But there comes a day when enough is enough, and we stop going and feeding into that energy. So if we've been conditioned from birth to operate and react in fear, then it's pretty damn likely we're going to go there at first. And so any of you that are in your process of transformation and shape-shifting, be gentle with yourselves. Have deep honor and reverence for yourselves. Love the crap out of yourself, because as you react with love, you're going to totally put out and extinguish that old energy of fear, and you're going to ignite that energy of passion and purpose. And it takes consciousness. It takes our conscious awareness to shift this. So if you've been conditioned by your family for a lifetime, and you're a woman in India, and you've been taught that you're less than, and you're not the same and equal to men, and you can't go to college, you can't do certain things, and you've been told all that. And so a part of you, it makes sense that you believed it, and it makes sense that you've treated yourself pretty shitty, and that you've totally thought you're not as capable as you are. But a day comes when you start to wake up and you're like, you know what? I really feel capable. I really feel like I want to go to college. I really feel like I want to make a difference. And so whatever that is in you, just be really kind to yourself as you're shape-shifting, because there is a lot of old conditioning. That is what my gifts are. That is what my magic is. And so any of you that need a helper, sometimes we need a helper. Sometimes we need a healer, a mentor that can help us. Don't be in that place of fear where you feel guilt or shame to ask for help, because that is why souls like mine came to this planet, is to help with this stuff. So if you feel like you need a helper, you need to have the courage to go to a mentor that you can trust and you can work with, and then do your work. Don't keep making excuses. Stop blaming the healer. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your friends. You need to take your power back, and you need to start making a change with yourself and really do your work. And I'm telling you, the more gentle and loving you can be with yourself, the quicker you're going to shapeshift. And we need to realize this old conditioning. As I have goals to heal and shift this planet, and I am not afraid of taking on big fucking tasks and goals. I'm like, bring it on. But at the same time, I have an honor for the dance, an honor to go with the life flow and the universal flow of when everything is going to be ready at what time. And I know that our collective consciousness of humanity is going through a lot of shedding right now, going through a lot of transformation. And there's a lot of fears that we have to release. There's a lot of dogma, a lot of belief systems, religious and militant belief systems that are just insane, but they've been so programmed that a lot of us really have to go in and do that work very consciously to delete those old programs, so that we can dare to show up in the now, fully present, fully aware. And that is the destiny, is for us to come to that place. And every one of you, like I said, simply, our highest aligned destiny is to embody our truth and our oneness, and to show up with authenticity and integrity. So if anywhere in your life you're not, that's why you're suffering. Simple as that. Let's see here. Okay, this is the part with fierce gentleness I want to read. The gifts of the Yin Empress are experienced through your feminine power, which is accessed through living your heart's truth. What I just said, I'm telling you, your genuine values and your fierce gentleness. And remember that fierce gentleness includes yourself. Remember that. Femininity is not weak, nor is aggressive. Femininity is not weak, nor is it aggressive. It is fierce compassion that refuses to descend into judgment. And if it does, it will rise again to compassion over and over again. So I love that part where when we're loving ourselves, we refuse to descend. That is a soul that's taking flight in any form of your transformation. When you're in that rebirthing, you're about to take flight. This is when all the hecklers show up and all the haters and all the naysayers. You need to know so deeply that you refuse to descend. If they want to start a fight and drama, you refuse. You're like, I'm sorry, I don't do that game. If you want to show up with honor, I'd be happy to talk. Oh, you're not going to show up with honor? I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep rising. We got to stop putting so much energy, and basically that's in a nutshell. We got to stop putting so much energy into arguing and into trying to prove stuff to people, so much energy into trying to explain our way when it's not even being heard. You can tell when you're with family members or loved ones or coworkers, if they're really present and if they're really listening and if they want to understand, you can feel it. And if they're not, you can feel it. So if you just start being more efficient with your energy, the ones who aren't ready to hear it, it's okay. You just give them a loving bow, you send them a blessing, and you move on. And you don't have to attach to anyone. We don't have to stay attached and enslaved to anyone or anything if it's not serving our soul's happiness and joy. And if you don't feel honored, move on. Truly, there's no other excuses. And all this old conditioned belief system about God and I can't leave a marriage because I'll be unholy to God. God is your own light in you. The light and inspiration in you is God speaking. So if you are, in essence, staying in an unhealthy, abusive marriage because you want to be good for God, you are fucking operating in insanity. And so we've got to get to that place where we start to understand this. All those beliefs and all those things that have been taught to you are taught from fearful humans who seek to control and dominate your energy. They seek to enslave you. So if we can't see that, then we can't evolve. And a big part of our evolution comes to having the ability to see clearly. And this is why I love Avatar, where she's like, no one can teach you to see, because it's true. I cannot teach any of you listening to see. I can mirror it. I can speak about it. I can talk about how awesome it is. And I can see each of you. But if you choose not to see, that is your journey. I cannot teach you or make you see. So I'm going to pause. Any comments?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Everybody's sitting there listening to you, I guess.
Yeah. They're like, damn, Tanya, you're bringing that shit hot and fired up.
No, you are. And you're doing just fine.
Whew, I think I'm kind of sweaty. I'm just kidding. Okay. So it says you're being asked to live into your feminine power now, to be true to who you are and not give into social conditioning that tells you feminine power is not enough, that you must compromise your values or beliefs or your compassion to get ahead or come out on top. Again, societal misaligned belief right there. This is in corporations, it's in the military, it's in education, it's in your families. And I'm going to read that sentence again. So you are guided to be true to who you are and not give in to social conditioning that tells you your beliefs or your compassion to get ahead or come out on top. This is where we've got to look at this, because we are taught, like, if I was raised to be a Mormon and I'm taught that I'm the chosen one and all of them are sinners and they're going to hell, I am doing everything to come out on top. And I am justifying my misalignment. I'm justifying why I go in and just slay a village of people because they didn't want to do what I say. And now I know better and I'm going to my heaven and they didn't want to join me, so we got to kill them. It is fucking crazy. But this has happened for thousands of years. And this is what we have to start to bring honor back. The divine feminine, in essence, is that powerful energy of the yin, of compassion, of light, of truth, of honor, its sacredness. And it is here, and it is not leaving. And so trust me on that one. This feminine energy is here, and we are to embody it in balance. We're here to, like, picture that caduceus of energy going down your the chakras, and picture the snakes coiling up, the masculine, the feminine, in balance. That is what we're here to embody, is that divine alignment. And in that alignment, we will create amazing, miraculous shifts, and we will each find peace. We will all feel love for who we are. We will start to treat the planet better. We will start to treat the animals better. We will treat each other better. And it all starts with looking in the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror and make a change. Be true to self, love self, and then start to reflect that love outward to everyone you interact with. But in your power, You don't have to be anyone's bitch. You do not have to go and let people treat you shitty because you need them to understand you.